Hello and welcome to Divine Unisouls 11. I am your host, Divine Sunshine, giving you the moon energies. We had a solar eclipse that happened here lately, and I am tapping into what's going on with this new moon energies, where we set our intentions for the things that we want to start. We know that this one, especially this week, is one in which is really telling us that we have good, in some ways they're saying luck on our side about these new things that we want to begin. Understanding that when we have eclipses too as well, they bring out the shadow side and what things that we have to work on too. If you hear in the background my babies going, that is just kind of, again, know that they are expressing themselves. So let's look and see. Ooh, wow. Some cards. No. It's the baby's birthday too, and we're not going to do that. It's Ivory's birthday as well. And so then I told her no birthday licks on our day. Ooh, we got a lot of cards out here too as well. So we have here, your dreams need a practical plan. Let me see if it'll stay there as well. Okay. The answers you need are coming. I need another one. Nope. A personal issue reaches resolution. Prosperity lies ahead. Communication is key. Let me move my little people over here to the side. See if I can fit one right here. Okay, you and your loved ones are safe. Confidence is key to success. And hold your vision. So these are all of the cards that we have here for what we're talking about, this new moon energies. So your dreams need a practical plan, which has got interesting. We are in the moon of, this is Taurus. Taurus is more so of energies of Taurians have energies that I'm reading here: cautious, conventional, determined, efficient, industrious, introvert, loving, material, patient, persistent, possessive, reliable, sensual, and warm. However, their shadow sides is jealousy, lazy, self-indulgent, and stubborn. Some of the properties that's really good with Saturn is, again, artist, gardener, singer, builder, those things. And so again, they got the colors like blue, they go diamond again, copper, and apricot would be associated with Taurus. So as we're looking here and seeing about these different moons, and this probably be an astrology also slant to as well, we're going to deal with the elements earth, air, fire, and water as well. I'm going to look and see about what needs to be with that one. So as we see here, we're talking about communications. Now I might turn it this way too to make it easier. Communication. So your dreams need a practical plan. What I'm picking up from here, and I'm looking at all these green energies and about the green and bliss, it's about really getting stubborn and really grounded into what it is that's practical, because right now it's time to be a little bit more cautious. Maybe we have been more risk takers at throwing things to the caution to the wind. However, they're saying we got to be more determined and more efficient about that. And I know even with myself, I've had to find myself replanning and restructuring and saying, be a more of a practical sense about what is it as far as how I want to make this new manifestation come into play. So when we talk about the answers you need are coming, to me, when I look at it, it's talking about Gemini, which May does have that energies about Gemini too, moving into those energies when we get into when May comes, when Gemini season comes into it. I believe that we'll start shifting and moving ourselves into really seeing the answers coming. We're like right now, I say things are blooming. I've been saying this for the longest for May, and then also from that point on will start to unfold and really become into full bloom in July. So this here, these energies here is about, to me, I'm looking at it as two ways. You got one of them that looks like she's sleeping. One of them looks like I'm wide awake and I'm observing things of that. And to me, that's that energy when we talk about the answers you need are coming. We need to kind of take on that, where it is like I'm meditating and going within, but I'm also observing and seeing what's happening in without. And this is with the divine feminine energies that we have here, which is the one is to observe, to really to be, to become. So that really means in order for us to envelop and understanding the answers that are coming, it's a spiritual process. It's within. It's not always looking for outside answers, verifications from people are saying yes to what I'm doing. I'm seeing things shifting around, and people saying yes to me, or this manifested, or this happening. It might be more so of angel numbers. It might be synchronicities. It might be something in my heart told me, or my gut felt this away, and when I talked to this person, something didn't feel right. So those are the answers and the signs that we're talking about, because again, that goes on to observing things. That's about the state of being. So these answers are coming more so from a state of being, because again, this heart is really being centered. The bliss is being that. We got here again another Gemini here. We enter into that. Interesting, we got a lot of this. So we have this Gemini feeling here too as well. Communication is key. Again, communication with spirit, with myself, number one, they're saying. What is it saying? What is my higher self telling me? What are my angels telling me? What are my guides telling me? And I think the last time when I did the reading with you all, I stated that this is more of a state of this void semi that we're in. Is more so about leaning on the everlasting arms, which means, again, leaning more so within so it can be without. Making here, making it there. And as above, so below. So this is here, this energies here is really truly bringing that into focus here as far as our communication. Things are again becoming new. This to me looks very eclipsy, where you got the moon and the earth going in front of each other and passing each other, casting the shadows too as well. So watching the communications that's coming in. When we talk about a personal issue reaches resolution, there's some things here as far as I'm looking at this as a full moon in Cancer. Cancer is also about emotions. Some things are coming, resolutions about your emotions, but it's also about family or connections to things like the community, those things too as well. And that's what I'm picking up when I looked at Cancer too as well. It says intuition, protectiveness. So those things, those are the two things that I'm seeing here, because there's a lot of been going like Cancer, crab moves from left to right. It doesn't go in a straight line. So something about this kind of waveriness or going here, there, and everywhere is you're going to find a resolution to that. There's going to be a closure to this. Also, prosperity lies ahead. To me, when I always look at the bull is very a target on, knowing it's got semi like an Aries flare into it too as well, where it knows exactly what its target is. It looks at that red, and that's interesting when I'm thinking about the color red. Sets him off, makes it, motivates him, makes him angry, makes him go on ahead and do that, is because in spirit, to me, it's like really truly getting with the color red, which represents our root chakra, and really truly becoming more centered. Here's the color green again, with what's the desires of our hearts, and becoming grounded and rooted in that, because that's where our prosperity lies. That's where the abundance, everything is. Once you start telling the universe, no, this is exactly where I want to be, this is the exact job I want to have, then they'll start going and say, okay, they look like they're more aligned with the heart, what it wants, and they're more laser being focused even in their minds about their actions and everything. Now we can make everything manifest from there. Then we move on into holding, into hold your vision. Again, have the vision, make it plain. If you got to write it, if you got to say it, if you got to make a vision board, if you got to go ahead and journal about it, you know, put a post-it up that has about what's going on in a positive, affirmative, like already seeing it. Or if you need to sit down and just actually visualize it, get the feeling I'm being pushed into that. If you're a person like me with the mind that's very creative, I love to call it that. I got a creative mind. Sometimes you got to say, sit there and feel it as if you're already in it, you know, you're feeling and breathing. If you say, I need to go on a vacation, feel yourself at the beach, smelling the salty air, hearing the seagulls, hearing the people around you, laughing and giggling, and seeing your feet sitting there with your, again, where it's like towards the horizon, and you see in the background of your, behind your feet is the ocean and the horizon of what's going on out there in the elements and the environment, and seeing the sun, feeling the sun being, and just really feeling like you are there. I'm on vacation, you know, as you're saying that I will be on vacation in July, you know, I am on vacation, not will be, I am on vacation, enjoying that, you know, you keep on doing that, it will bring that into fruition. I think about that. I remember one time my mom and I, we used to watch TD Jakes all the time. And, you know, I didn't know, maybe subconsciously by me watching it all the time, I was really saying I wanted to really actually be there. Lo and behold, maybe about a year later on, I found myself having an opportunity by me going to school that had a colloquium, and it would happen to be in Dallas. And then I found myself having the opportunity to see it. I went once, Mom went twice to go see it. But my thing is how the visualization of seeing it all the time had made myself had subconsciously or consciously had said, oh, I want a part of it. I would like to one day actually be there. And I think I might have even said that. And so how Spirit had made it happen. So again, using that visualization, seeing yourself walking into that, you know, whatever you're doing, that job, sitting in that seat, if that's really what your heart's desire is, seeing that coming into fruition. Also, you and your loved ones are safe. Cancer, and that's why I say something about family is interesting. It falls right underneath this. This is like, make your communication is key to be able to hold your vision. What are you saying? What are you doing? What are you verbal and nonverbal communications that you're doing to make that happen? Again, personal issue reaches resolution. Interest in the home and loved ones fall underneath that. And you and your loved ones are safe. This is one thing that I said, and I was going to do a separate one, but I would say I will repeat it into this one. How, again, loved ones, that is even including your divine partner as well, making sure that you are putting a light around your loved one, letting them know that, again, that you want to, that they are protected, not from any outside influences, whether they're negative, or if you want to say evil, or whatever kind of things, are dark entities or energies, again, to not stop. You know, we already, to me, when I look at this journey, have enough interesting things going on inside of us. The outside stuff is like, I don't need you to add on to my plate of what's going on, of misery or whatever things that's causing conflict within me. So again, I rather deal with the stuff that I know, I won't even say the devil that I know, or the stuff that I know that I'm dealing with, that I have added on to my plate, those things that I don't want to, again, it's causing me to lose footing, or causing me to have more things that I can handle and become overwhelmed. And so sometimes, again, just putting out there, understanding that our loved ones are safe. As well as that's what I'm being guided to as well on this, to also envelop as well as the twin, or even ones that are loved ones that are here during these times, so that while you're getting yourself together, you're trying to manifest these things, that those things kind of like die down and kind of really be maintained, and that stuff doesn't come back and do, like, I call it like a reverb, and start getting on you. So that, again, they deal with their stuff, but again, it does not cause any kind of friction or any kind of strife or conflict with you, because you already got your stuff and they deal with their stuff. That's the same thing just also with your twin as well, because sometimes I know I felt the energies. It's like, this is not my energies, it's not energy. I got a reading with Twin Flame Healer as well, and she was talking about it in that report, energy report that she did on me, that she's like, I feel like, you know, you're kind of heavily weighed down with you clearing for the collective. And she kind of said it in a nice in-between way. It's like, and now it seems like you also clearing for your twin. And in some ways, you know, she said that's nice. It might be even subconsciously or involuntarily that you're doing that, but make sure that you're finding a way that you are sending it back and say, no, that is something that you have got to kind of deal with. Because she said, I'm kind of seeing them kind of bobbing around like, I'm going to say, walking around the Christmas tree. It's a happy, jolly time. And it's like they're not kind of going through anything like that. So again, making sure that you can send the love and light to your twin, but again, at the same time, making sure that they are still handling the things that they need in order to grow. And I'm going to go into that. And I think I'm going to put a pin in it now, too, because I don't want anybody to walk away. Yeah, that's what I think. I've been saying, you handle your stuff. Again, there is a way, and I said that even on the playground experience, that you send that love and light. There's nothing wrong with you doing that. The point of it is that, again, in the twin flame community, they want to say it as if there is something wrong. It's like, yeah, you're not dealing with your stuff. You sending that stuff over to me, and now I've got to deal with it. And it's an ego thing about that. It's, again, lovingly sending it back over to the end and say, okay, no, because in order for us to have union, there's some things in that lesson that you keep tossing back to me that you've actually got to learn. Yes, could I go on ahead and clear it and go through it and do whatever and maybe handle it? Yes, I could. But at the end of the day, are you really truly, again, getting the things that you need in order for you to say, okay, I don't want to go through this process or this lesson or this karmic lesson again? That's a lovingly way to send that back. I know a lot of people that I even have talked to and have said that it's like, again, you know, that's their stuff. But there's a problem of it, understanding that we are one. Some of us, again, in the twin flame, we share the same chakra system. So again, in understanding to send that back over lovingly, it's like anybody. If I tell you, say, I give you all this work and say, you go deal with this, you know, you're not going to be lovingly going to take that work back and say, okay, you'll do that. But if you're saying, listen here, I'm going to be honest with you. I understand in some ways you feel that I'm the more powerful of the two of us, and you feel as if I could be able to handle all this stuff. But I'm telling you right now, my plate is full. I've got a lot between me clearing for the collective and clearing with myself. I will really appreciate if you take the lessons that you have to learn and start learning from them, so that could be able to help us together as a unit, as in union, to be able to excel and ascend together, so that it doesn't seem, because see, now if I'm getting the lessons, that means I'm ascending at a more faster rate than you are. And so at this point, it needs to be a point that, again, that we both ascend together, because I don't want to keep on creating that, as in the Bible say, unequally yoked feeling where we're not moving and excelling at the same rate. Whole different thing. I even can see my twin in spirit saying, okay, I can do that. And I can see him taking the pile and say, okay, I'm going to take it back on my skin and I'm going to go deal with it. It's, again, it's the way in which you're doing that. The subject might be correct, and well, again, they've got to handle it. But again, like I said, in the community, it's not being done in love and light with that advice that is being told. It's more so go and deal with your shit. Excuse me for cursing. And then it's like something's wrong with them. It's not anything wrong with that, because even I have taken it and pushed the stuff over to my twin and say, you handle it, either subconsciously or consciously or involuntarily or voluntarily. I have done that, even down to sicknesses or illnesses, excuse me. And I mean, I have done that, just keeping it 100. And it's like, okay, because I know he's stronger, he can deal with it. But again, it's like, okay, but that's my stuff, I was about to say, and that's my stuff that I have to deal with. I'm not going to curse anymore, but that's my stuff that I have to deal with. My BS, and I can't be sending my BS over there to him. So again, it's the way that you're saying it. It's the way you're saying it in love and light and how you're sending that. So I just wanted to put that trigger in there. warning, because some of you all may or may not go over there, watch it or not, and I might go ahead and do it again, or I might say that's it, depending on how I feel. Okay. The next thing is confidence is your key to success. To me, when I say confidence here, I'm looking at this Leo energies again. It's about taking heart. It's about being courage. Courage and confidence to me is synonymous. I have the same meaning as well, too, as well, because if you have that courage, you have that confidence to go on ahead and do what you have to. Confidence to me, I'm seeing something more of a foundation of your feet really truly being planted into this very thing that you have to do. Some of us might have to fake it till we make it until it becomes real. This is something that you can do spiritually. What we're doing here, this work, they're telling us that fake it till you make it ain't gonna work it, because again, if it don't align with your heart, you can't do it. But if you say my heart says it wants to, and I'm scared, but I'm gonna make these moves, so I'm kind of gonna fake it until I make it, until I really truly feel confident with every step that I make, that I'm actually making myself more secure in knowing that this very thing can happen. That this is where we are coming from. Again, Leos are kind of out there forward with their exume of their personality. I would not say ego, but it's again that ego is kind of back there pushing it too, to say again, when you see the lions a lot of times, even in cards or looking at things of symbolism, they say that represents the ego too as well. Learning how to be able to balance that, use that as a fuel, or like sometimes when you don't have energy, like an energy drink, and you say Red Bull gives you wings, and that's a way in order to be able to help you to kind of energize you to go on ahead and do that. It's like they're saying it's like your ego is like a supplement. It's not something that you gotta take. It's like a supplement to help you to get there. And so that's where we are as far as what we're talking about, the energies of the moon. Was going to talk about the soul's journey, because again, where are we as far as time? 21. Ooh, okay. When we talk about, remember, I give you coaching clear as well in between with that. So when we talk about the soul's journey, it's about freedom. Okay, I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness, and this is where our soul is leading us with this new moon and energies that we have right now. Okay, and it came in reverse, which means that this is something actually it wants us to really truly work with. Okay, I'm gonna move the cards up. So this is actually something that it really wants us to move into, for again understanding that freedom, okay, is very important. Freedom is what they want us to move. I love these color choices. It's purple and it's turquoise. Turquoise to me is about manifestation. A lot of working with your third eye. I'm seeing used there. A lot of your crown chakras too as well. Do a lot of crown chakra clearing too as well, especially when we're talking about the vision and the third eye and the heart. All of these things really truly helping you. I'm seeing these color choices here. This really helping you. They want you to really get into alignment. So I'm looking at these colors. It's the heart being used, the crown, the third eye, and the blue. A lot of blue. So your throat chakra. Definitely this week I would work with those colors as well. Maybe wear those colors. Do things, focus in and meditate on those things too as well. So again, when we talk about the overall energies, woo! All right, so we got a storm warning here. So things gonna come down in this week, when that would be with the shadow work too. I keep on getting guided about the shadow. Where my shadow cards at? Let me see. I put it down here. Yep. Clear. Stop right right here. So, the shadow part of it, this goes with this. Storm warning. Some things are going to happen in order for us to strike down our foundations of things here. Again, the wind. Conflict about how in which we are thinking, because then that's a wind element here. So there's a conflict in the way we are thinking, and you got a water element here, which is again about in our emotions. They're setting a foundation that must be blown down. Our spirit is calling for that. Spirit is calling for that. Our soul is calling for that too as well, because the shadow work that we got to be done that's caused by these eclipses is about this artificial heart. And that came in reverse. And that's the number 12, which we got to get things in divine order. So this artificial heart here has been blocking as far as how we've been communicating. Look here, this is in her third eye too as well. That's being a part of that as well. And it's blocking us as far as how we're able to really actually see things. Some of these things that I'm being guided saying is about wounds. Things that have been jumping off that I've been looking at too is about also they've been talking about your exes in Texas. Look in your relationships that you've had in the past and how that's maybe stopping you to be able to manifest this union with your person. Also looking as far as, no, they stopped it. So that's kind of pretty much it. Things about how your connections are getting and manifesting things in the 3D. Because when I see this, when it say woman holding coins, to me, I look at this. This is also talking about manifestation of things, tangible things, material things being able to manifest too, as far as your finances, about things that you really feel that is really of your abundance. When I think about this is in reverse. So this is really something that they want to draw attention to you. These two cards were in reverse. So again, storm warning and also woman holding a coin. Number 42, getting grounded and rooted about things that which is about union, bringing together a unity, and together means in love, about things that you love. This is all about matters of the heart here. And so again, understanding that some of us been saying hellfire yes to things and we've been really phony about that. It's been bootleg. It's made us more of a bootleg version of ourselves. That's cute too as well. That I'm saying it's a bootleg. Are you in the thing of the bootleg version? And myself, where's my paper? Let me write this down so I know what this is. Bootleg versions of ourselves. They want us, come on, this is coming out too. That's another pen. Excuse me for crossing in front of you. Sales, okay. Bootleg version of ourselves. Because it's really about really truly getting into the matters of heart. I had another thing, but I guess that didn't went away too as well. This too. So we gotta watch it because we're coming very plastic, very manicky, very much to be like a carbon copy. We're not being really ourselves. It's just out there like a mannequin. To be, it looks like we're just being over copied, duplicated. Is not really. We're just not really being ourselves. Really, truly, it's just like robots, and we're just out there, just following what everybody else is doing. This is the thing that they want us to work on in this shadow work, okay? Because let's look. Now, I'm going to go by the elements about what things there's again. So if you're a fire sign, this is the things in what you know. I'm always talking about how we could be able to surrender things. Hold on one second. I want to get this. Because I woke up this morning saying that was something different. Clear. Let's see. Hold on. It went back in there. Okay, fire sign. Thank you. I'm going to move these up so I can get some more things here. Fire sign. You need to surrender procrastination. There's something in which is going to happen to help you to be able to ascend, and you're not doing this because now is the time to jump on goals instead of putting it off taking action will attract success. So it's something, again, that's waiting for you to be able to make this step, but you're not doing it because something you are scared of. Okay, but dissension is green because this is really truly matters of heart, and this is something that in which your heart will be able to ascend, because what needs to change? It keeps saying about this dietary. So fire signs, if you are doing something, again, then spirit is stating that you need to be able to really truly ascend and go to the next level, that your diet has to change. Now, I told you this could go two ways. This is also, again, just it brought to my attention. One of the reasons why Spirit had told me, and I know April Williams has stated that all the time about y'all just don't know about your food, but Spirit had brought to me also a revelation about what we talk about dietary. Many of us are also are clearing for the collective. And in clearing for the collective, when we eat things such as like meat products or things that are not good for us, it makes those things, I'm seeing it like it's like passing through, and it's almost like I'm seeing like a heart or a vessel or an artery. And you know how they say it gets stuck on the side when you talk about that cholesterol. Instead of it just keep on evenly flowing, it continues to get stuck there. So some things that you are clearing for the collective get stuck there when our dietary systems are not really in flow, or is at the health or tip-top condition like it should be body-wise. That gives it an opportunity for those things that's from the collective that we are clearing. Spirit brought to me is kind of is latching on. That's the word it keeps on saying. It's latching on to that instead of keep on going. And so that's why it is good. I mean, you can have the meat or whatever like that. It was showing me it's like in operation, but if it throws your body system chemically or whatever, alchemically or whateverly off, it's going to help it to, instead of clearing and keep on going through you through a vessel, it will stay there. Another thing about dietary would be the spiritual things. What are you giving food for thought? What are you concentrating on? If you're doing that work as an energy healer or clearing for the collective, as many of us have been chosen as twin flames or light workers, it is causing for us to still stay stagnant in the body, because there's some feelings and energies that I've had and have experienced, and I'm like, this ain't my energy, either coming from the twin or it's even coming from the collective. This fear of money, that's usually not kind of like my stick. You know, I have it like it's got to be something I'm trying to do that calls me to put me in state. But just to walk around and be fearful about that, that's usually not my MO. It's just not. It's some things that I know that, again, for me to just keep on keeping the anxiety. And most of the time, I keep it kind of like a thing of, you know, hey, whatever, very aloof kind of feelings when it comes to emotions and things happening with that, and not latch on. Here lately, it's been like, okay, I'm holding on to it. I'm kind of repeating, ruminating a lot on things, and I'm like, that's not my personality. That's, again, would be another thing that I would say, again, dietary change that you might want to look at and seeing about, again, what is the food for thought, what's been food for the soul, what have you been feeding your heart, what you feeding your mind to as well. So again, look into those downloads. This is purple as well, and from the crown, and see how you could be able to shift that. Some of us need to also be able to protect and shield our own selves, like I said, protect the loved ones, ourselves, because we are a loved one too as well, so that we don't continuously absorb and take in those energies. So that's something that you have to think about, fire signs too as well, to understand that, hey, it's something that spiritually I'm trying to become white like this, in black or white, to be able to stand in my power, but again, and be able to communicate this too, whether it's verbally or non-verbally. However, these changes got to start from like what I'm digesting, also material in 3D, and what am I digesting in the 50 that needs to change. Okay, because right now for you, fire sign, and put it here, clear. You are being destined for a transformation at this point. And you are also for embracing, to me, living in the now, living in there. This is a crane. So to me, cranes represents the divine masculine. You need to embrace about what's going on, what's the new horizons coming up for you to manifest in your world, how you're able to go out there and get those things, how you're able to stand in your authority and your power too as well. So you need to learn that, because there's a great transformation going on here as far as, again, blue, your communication, how it's being communicated and how you are standing in your power. There's a transformation going on as well. And so this is what you're being destined for right now. How you can be able to go about that and create that energy there for you. Here we go. This one, I'll put this on top of, and I'll give you some more room. Aries sign, how can you be able to create that magic? No, you don't feel, you feel kind of iffy. Ooh-wee. New love, creating a new love. To me, look at it, and it's on the horizon. Keep an eye out on that. That means you ain't got to do nothing about it. It's just be able to look and put out the intentions that it's coming here. So new love is one. I think that's out the scope. New love, creating a new love, whether it's going to get a new job, new house, new person, or your person coming in a state of new love. Looking at that, that's one way. Expand your perspective. They want you to expand it more. Look, set your sights out almost as far as it can be cosmic, intergalactic. Those things about expanding your things, so you can be able to do that, especially when you talk about you procrastinate on something, whatever it is, you're seeing it from one perspective. You're not looking at it from a diamond view that it has very much different facets to that. Say worry not, stop worrying. You are worrying, looks like me. You are worrying, Aries. I am an Aries, so fire sign, you're worrying. Please worry not about that. Know that, again, that you are protected. And this also would say loved ones are safe, protected. Love from the universe has you, your angels, your guides, your ancestors. You are divinely protected no matter what sign you are. This is what this energy is bringing to you too as well. And it says right here, I wasn't even paying attention. And you are supported. You supported. This to me looks like, to me, you're supported by your community. You're supported by those that love you. Spiritual beings, the powers of beings. That's the one, not powers of beings. That's the government. The powers of beings, that means light beings, angels, cosmic, all that, dragons, whatever way you want to put it, fairies, all of those things, they are protecting you. So that's what's going on with you, fire sign. Okay, so that's how you're being shifted and changed by this new moon energies as well. All right, then, let's look and see about for the water signs. Water signs, what's going on with you and what needs to be shifted and changed with you. It's time. Let's talk about this bootleg version of yourself that you're trying to get out of. You need to surrender to success and surrender to the magic who you are. You have forgotten. Now, do you like somebody else told me? They say you have forgotten that you're a queen, and you have forgotten that you are royalty. You have forgotten that you are magical. Water sign. So you have to understand that we all have magic in us, even in the mundane aspects of life. Remember that you are a magical being with a uniqueness and worth that come from just being you. Just being you, that means, because again, that resonates within you. Some of you all have been allowing the circumstances to determine who you are, instead of you telling the circumstances who they are, or who it is, or what it is. It's the reverse. It's like, to me, I'm looking at Boomerang with John Witherspoon say, reverse it. So you need to take it and reverse it and spin it on the head. Say, nah, boo-boo, no, you ain't got control over me. I got control over you. And this is what he is, because, again, surrender to success. You are ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at previous roadblocks or difficulties. Leap into an exciting new world of possibilities. We talked about that. Past experiences to be have played a part. I think that came in one of these cards here about your past experience playing a part, and that has made you being scared of you being able to take that next jump. Okay, that's something that was channeled to me. That might have been challenging me because I don't see any cards. A person that issue reaches resolutions. Yeah, I said that in that one when I looked at that card. So you have to remember that water sign that goes in the overall energies that was talked about earlier. Then again, success is something about this. You got to look at the man in the mirror. You got to look more closely, and you got to really truly, as the cards that said, hold that vision so you can be able to see it plainly. Because I'm looking at some of these leaves, some things that's got to fall off. Some people, things that once upon a time was giving you life is not giving you life anymore, because again, it's got the top, it's got the lead. So it could be person, places, or things as well. So that's where you are now. What do you need to surrender? I mean, what you have to, what's going to change rather, is take the next step. Okay, now some of you all, again, you might probably you have to surrender into knowing that the next step is around the corner. So you need to look and see about what is it specifically that you need to do about this to move you into this next step. One of them is, with the butterfly being yellow, is actually standing in your power, really allowing for spirit to be able to bring the downloads and be able to help you to see the vision as well about what needs to actually happen for that. And so this is where you are now, as far as they really truly getting into the matters of heart. That's in the background, because that to me is the foundation of it all, about what is it that you'll drive, what do you actually want to do as far as it gets you into your heart, or go align with the desires of your heart. What do you need to actually do? Because you are magical. You, to me, when I'm looking at these cards, it's really like, if you just say it, it's like field dreams. If you build it, they will come. And so this is what you need to be able to do, because you are destined, water signs, for relaxation. That means you have done the work and you can just sit back and just relax, because you're just that magical. It's like I could just sit and think about what I want to do and go read a book, because that's what it is. This moon here energies is really aligning what they're saying about what's going on with this moon. You could really feed off of and use that moon magic that happened here, or these energies is resonating now, to your advantage. Because again, like I said, you can relax. You've done the work. You are magical. And to me, when I look at this saying, water signs, don't work so hard and get in it. It's just about intentions with you, and about what it's about intentions with you, and about being with your boo, and like creating what's new in your life. That's just about what it is for you. Okay. And so how do you go about doing that, water sign? Is, okay, 4 cards here. You need to listen. We talked about that. Listen to the sound of your heart. What song? The song that has a part that has not begun. I changed lyrics. Listen. Okay. So you need to listen. Okay. On that part. Then you got, also they're saying change direction. So whatever direction that you're going in, as far as what you think that you need to do, as far as surrendering to success, about, to me, it's change direction about the way you think. Because to me, this looks like this got the hangman kind of energies here, where you just been hanging, you've been suspended. And so now, even in the hangman position, you're able to kind of stop and start looking and taking a viewpoint. Let me see, dip it down just a little bit. Taking a viewpoint of actually seeing that, hey, from a different vantage point or a different perspective, I could see some things that I had not seen before. Because now you're listening. Now you're knowing that you're from magic. So once you know you're magic or you're queen, you have a different perspective about how you look at your queendom, how you look at how you're going to move, how you're going to strategize, what things you're going to conquer as well. Another thing that you have here, I thought I said at 4. 1, 2, 2, 3. Okay. Next one is, again, that you need to, okay, serendipity, which is my favorite word of all words here, which is, again, understanding serendipitous events. That means you're just allowing for spirit to, again, align those things, to make things intersect, to be even parallel or perpendicular to where you are now, and for that to actually just happen and occur. Serendipity doesn't need any kind of effort on your part or you making it happen. It just happens with the universe, and it works in your favor. So you align yourself to say, hey, I'm the water sign, I'm Pisces, Scorpio, whatever other signs, again, in those water elements, they're saying, I am the one who is creating the magic that will make sure that it will make it happen. Okay, Cancer. So those things, that is how I can feel against Cancer, and that's my dad's sign. So again, those elements, understand that this is, again, you just going with the flow. Water sign, you go with the flow. You let the water and the current take you where you need to go and where you need to flow. Because we know in water, if you fight against it, if you're called up by that current, the undertow or whatever, and the more you fight it, the more you find yourself further away from the shore. But if you allow the water to carry you where it is, and if you get in that undercurrent, towed into that or dragged down into that, the more you just float along, it's going to drag you right back into where you need to do, to your destination. And Spirit wants you to know that you are on the right path. You are on the right path. And so again, just stay on that. Say, I'm magical. There go that Gemini to me. It looks like that aspect again. Remember, if you're again the Gemini aspect, that I'm being in my being, and I'm also observing and looking for things, evidence in my world that lets me know that I am on the path, right path. I'm looking for things spiritually that's going to be confirmed through my spirit, not from somebody tell me, yeah, girl, you doing right, and they don't have a clue as to what I really want to have. That unless they have a conversation and it kind of trips on to what you were talking about, say, what? They came to me talk about opening up a salon. I had been wanting to open up a salon. How they get on this conversation on there? There go that serendipitous thing. I've been talking about salons, and they talk about this new place that's got these little mini studios. Now that's serendipitous. I ain't have to even work for it. I ain't have to tell anybody about that. The information came to me. And so this is where, again, for the water sign that we talk about serendipitous. You see how that is? That's the difference between telling folks I want it, but the information coming to me. That's how you know that it is truly divine, because you're putting out that signal to let the people know that this is what I'm looking for. I want to open up this business. I want to have this beauty salon, but I don't know how I go about it. And then just by sheer looking up at the billboard or someone on Facebook or somebody talking to you, that's when it becomes a serendipitous event for you. Okay, all right then, and that's what you need to do. Moving on to earth signs. All right then, what is it for you that you need to surrender? I'm gonna push some of these cards up because we're losing space. I know that one. Hold on. I'll put all these up here, because that hold my overall energies. Okay. I know, I wish I could, but if I have this view, I cannot have it bigger than that. Okay, all right then. And another card fell bit of the back. Make sure I'm not on my baby. Okay, that's that. Okay, we on earth signs now. Earth signs, clear. And I'm being brought to, and I'm might again, and I'll say that at the end to make sure that you, and I'll put it down in one of the comments below. You can also look for your sun sign, your rising sign, you know, your moon as well. In this things to let you know. So you know, your moon is about your emotions. You know, your rising is about how you show up in the world. Because remember, again, we talk about the bootleg version of you. That's what it is about dealing with that and making that shift out of that artificial heart as well. And then, you know, this really, your sun side is really where you're supposed to actually be, who you truly are. But you're working through those things of every other element on your chart to help you to move the ascend into that. So the earth signs, you working with surrendering to miracles. Be open. Miracles are occurring in your life. Feel and know that these events are real. You let go of any resistance, any banish, any doubt that miracles can happen. Okay, so this is where you are. I'm going to move this up a little bit more so we can have some more space so we can actually be able to see this. Okay, so this is it. That's for you, earth signs. So again, these are the times of miracles. Now, they say it's going to be some ups and downs. I understand why earth signs sometimes a little bit things kind of happen and it kind of throws you off your squares. A person had learned me too, and we have a hard time kind of getting ourselves back to where we're supposed to be, and it kind of throws us off. We understand that just because something might kind of move a little kind of steps to the left and used to moving steps to the right, understand that does not mean that it is not happening or occurring. Okay, so there's miracles. Interesting, it's got the dolphins here, which they are able to hear things solar from miles away, very highly intelligent, the way they communicate. To me about this too is you've got to be like that dolphin. You got to be very hyper using your senses, your psychic sense or your senses to be able to sense that these miracles are coming, because to me this is not going to be happening on a more tangible manifest or 3D level. We're talking about something beyond, and I talked about that before as well, because what's happening as far as life changes for you, earth sign. All right, over here, I'm sorry. Here is sentimental feelings. Something about you as well. I would say again, sentimental feelings about how it is feeling about how it's linked to the past. I would say even with this, I'm still getting pulled that it's saying about it's something about these past, like the exes in Texas, and how that might stop you from being able to create a new relationship because I made bad decisions in the past. And I sound like Halle Berry. Halle Berry's talking about, and I attract bum magnets. I'm a bum magnet because everybody, or I attract people that's already in committed relationships or they already married. I don't ever find me anybody that's for myself. It always crashes and burns into that. So again, this is something that you've got to look at again, because it's about how you are having healthy connections with people, how you're able to manifest things, is also because these sentimental feelings are getting in the way for you to really truly be able to receive the chances of a miracle being able to happen. So look and see about what things that you might need to go back and visit and to heal as well, because right now Spirit wants you to know that you are, earth sign, destined for the following. You're destined to release. These things or these thoughts that you have now are no longer a part of you. We got fog here. So some things have got to fall away. Some things that once upon a time was a part of your system or your root system, and or a part of your growth. And they're saying, you know what, it might have gotten to the point that you have grown enough. And right now, you know, some things, people or things like that, situations might find themselves falling away, because again, in this cycle where you are, it is time to release, because you have got to that point that you all have grown enough. This is what I'm hearing them saying. They have grown enough. And someone, I think the other day was something that was talking about enough is enough. So again, you have grown enough with each other. And so you might be finding that. And for some of you all, that might be a little devastating. Say, that's my good friend. But right now where you're going, or this job or whatever, or this house or wherever it is no longer able to grow where you are. And it's not a bad thing. It's something to be celebrated, because it say, I needed you at that point in time. You served your purpose. You were there. It was a shelter for me, or you gave me advice when I needed to as well, because again, it's destiny for, again, this opportunity. This moon here is brought on, this new moon has brought in things. To me, this looks like wonders, and you got to be able to look beyond the forest, beyond the trees, to be able to really actually see that these things are coming to me. they're on their way. And there's abundance. Spirit wants you to understand that there is abundance. Abundance is on its way for you, and it's in bloom. It's blossoming. It's there. So for you, Earth sign, you got to get to the point to understand that you've got to release these miracles. You got to get ready to release these miracles. Remember, to begin something, you got to end something. And you can't keep on holding on to something that is actually dead and it's not giving you life. Like they say, all right, then you give me life. Your friendship gives me life. If it's not giving you life anymore, Earth sign, you need to let that go. And understand that here where you got this abundance here, there's some things getting ready to grow. These are kind of like, they're lovely, but they're wildflowers. They grow wherever it is. And you want your abundance to be there. Like if I just think about it, hey, it's abundance over here, it's abundance over there, it's abundance everywhere. This is where you want it to be, because again, purity, you're becoming pure, like a pure at heart. That means a purist. I am a purist. What they're saying, again, instead of you being this bootleg version of yourself, you're getting to the point where it's like, no, this is really what my heart wants. I ain't got all that extra distractions or things that no longer suit me. It's like that to me is trash. It's no longer good. Let's say again, impurities. That's a good word too. As well, this is let's say defamation. I don't know what this is. Somebody talk about somebody's character, defamation of character, or these things that are really toxic. Thank you. Toxins that are also playing a part that is causing me not to really be able to zoom into what I actually want because of the toxic people, the distractions, those things. And so this is what you are actually destined to have. Earth sign, they want you to know how you're going to be able to move into that. Clear, I'm getting picked up. I need to share this with my bestie. How you going to move into this is to trust your intuition. Look at that third eye. So that third eye to me is, again, to be able to vision it, to visualize it, really truly get into that visualizer using that third eye. You might want to be able to do that. Your intuition, you got to trust. I told you all of this week, we're still not working with the tangible. It's so within, so without. It's like, again, you've got to get to the point, and I've been led there too as well, where the spirit, you got to go ahead and build it in the 50 or in the spiritual world or within yourself, so that it could be built on the outside into the 3D, into the physical. So you got to build it in the spiritual realm to make it, for it to come in the physical. And this is where it is right there. And I've been guided about that too as well. Last but not least, air signs. So air signs, what is it that you have got to, okay, let me put this, it's in the wrong place. Air signs, what is it that you have got to release? This is destiny. I'll put that in here. I sure did. What do you have to release, air signs? What you got to surrender to get in this power for this new moon? Clear. Surrender defensiveness. I got the song. Shake your groove down here, shake your groove, yeah. Show you how you do it now. Shake your groove down here, shake your groove down here, yeah. Show it how you do it now. So you know you can dance. Something about you, whatever surrender the defensiveness to me looks like to me is a way of looking at it in a way that you've got to free up some of this energies. You too like constraints right here. You really like on the defense, like what you want, how you want, what you doing, how you looking at me that way, like some of the kids in the classroom. Why you looking at me like that? Wait. And they be like, I ain't got the freedom to look wherever. No, you don't. Don't look over this way. Look over there. So this is what it's saying about you being defensive. So air sign defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out, then offer a clear, non-defensive response. And that's why I feel like why would I say shake your groove thing? That means to me, it's like instead of showing people your ass, excuse me for cursing, it's like again, and then walking away saying, oh, you a booty. You want them to, again, to walk away with a more of a good feeling. And this is, again, you got to surrender this, because to me, they said that for you, that's what your storm warning is to shift that. Again, you're being too defensive. You're not letting a lot of this stuff in. You kind of also being fearful. It's because you're being scared too as well. And this has got to cause a major shift, because this is really, truly your weakness. You have been grown up to believe that this is a sign of your power. But it's not, because you're missing out on a lot of opportunities. Is telling me, air sign, a lot of opportunities for you to do that. So that'd be Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. You're too defensive, and you're not hearing other people's side. I won't even say it's people. It's not people. It's spirits say it's them. The powers of beings, your light work, your spirits, your angels, the universe, God, whomever. They say, we've been trying to talk to you, and you like, no, I don't want to hear it. It's been almost like that was a camera, but I got my thing. I'm not right now. I'm not camera ready. Let's put it that way. Get me like, blah, 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 you know how you put your hand over your ears and you like, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear spirit because it ain't worked last time. That's a bunch of BS you give me. I don't want to hear this crap. So this is where you are air signs, okay? You need to be able to release, and changes are coming as far as your family. Spirit has been giving you some things about your family dynamic, but you have been saying you don't want to hear it. Some of it, again, is being to make sure you can see this. Some of this stuff about this family that's been about you changing. Here's too is about how you get into your bliss, about the idea of family. Some of it's about these healthy connections, how you're manifesting things for your family, and this has got to change. I would say in some ways for some of you all, the idea of family, it caused you to stay in relationships or in dynamics that you should not be. It's time to actually to release that. And you have not gotten to that point of releasing it. Maybe it might be a marriage or being attracted to some type of baby mama or something like that. I don't know why I'm getting a picture of somebody talking about, you and I gonna make beautiful. I remember somebody said that. I got my person because I walked up to him and I told him, my opening line to him was, you and I would make beautiful babies. And he was like, oh, okay. And they've been married since. I haven't heard anything different about that. But that line right there, you might have gotten because of this person maybe status or whatever you thought that they could bring to the table, or they can make beautiful babies, whatever, the nice curly wavy hair, whatever like that. And now you're getting into it and say, but then you're like, well, I'm in it because I just really want these beautiful babies. And so this might not be it. This idea that you have about this family is deterring you to go into a different way. This family could be the aspect of an actually family, but it could also be like the job. You know, you hear people talk about my work family. You know, you might be staying in it because of the matters of heart of you saying that it's this. I like the dynamic of the family, but you know, the boss is an a-hole. You know, or the job itself and what it's asking me to do is a-hole. So I don't kind of really want to kind of stay with this. But you've been defensive about it. Say, but I want these babies. I want these beautiful babies. You hear me? They're gonna make beautiful babies. My eyes, my nipples, and his brain, us together. We gonna make babies that take over the world. You know, and like, you know, it's like Spirit might say no. It might say no. It ain't about that. It might be about you maybe adopting or you know or whatever, taking in bonus babies. Who knows? I'm not saying that, but I'm just kind of feeling like this might be somebody. That has this idea. My preacher should have converted, but anyway. So this is about this defensiveness, and you're defending it to the end. Because maybe, again, this is something that had been imprinted in you about how family's supposed to be. Or, like I had seen the other day on something, and it was saying about the family. And, you know, you make promises. Sometimes some family dynamics happen, and you're like, I don't like that. And I know when I grow up, I'm going to be doing X, Y, Z. I ain't going to have this type of family. I know darn well it ain't going to be that. And, you know, some kind of way, life has a way of showing you the same dynamics, and you end up doing the same patterns of your parents that you swear by God that you weren't going to sign up for. And so this is the same thing that I'm feeling like what this person is doing, and they had really feeling shameful and guilty to decide to say, oh, I'm in the same dynamic, but this is what I'm used to. This is what I think that works when it comes to family. Like I said, the job, any kind of connection, anything that's like a family, say it could be an organization, it could be sorority or fraternity, anything that has that family like niche to it, or you know, whatever it is, or belong to a lodge or whatever, you know, everything. If they use the word family, you might want to kind of look at that dynamic and see about it. Is like, is there something I'm being overly defensive that I'm not hearing spirit actually talk to me and tell me it's time to release this as well? Because I just keep on saying, is this got that dynamic, and it's good for me. I keep on trying to find ways. You know, air signs have a way of, there really are ones that are very thinking, very logical, but maybe sometimes you can get overly logical about things, because again, going into the spiritual thing of it doesn't kind of work for you. But again, spirit is being led to you, air signs, that you've got to understand that you've got to go for the matters of the heart. If you've been getting signals about this family aspect that's not been right, it's time to check out. And they're saying again, if you don't check out, they're going to send you this here. I don't know if you're still able to see this here, where we go into the storm warning, where Jesus gonna work it out. Jesus will work it out, or the universe, if you want to put it away, if you don't believe in spiritual thing, it's gonna work it out, and it's gonna knock it on out instead. Because to me, family is like foundations too, and knock that whole aspect out again and start over again. Because that's why I said this got an element of air. This is really truly for you. And the storm warning to me is also for these water signs too as well. You got electricity here that's done, but in between, so you got some water and some air in your chart somewhere with those things, like I've been guided, the sun, the rising, and the moon. You definitely, this is going to be happening in that area as well. Understanding that you are destined for potential. You have potential to be something greater. This is a mountain. To me, when I look at this mountain, it's like a mountain that could be moved with this family more. But to me, this is like strong. Mountains are strong. They're majestic. They're over time. They don't change. This is unwavering. You have a potential to get a family that, to me, the family dynamic that you're dealing with here now is very, I'm hearing the guy from from Infinite Waters. It's shaky, baby. You're shaking. This is very shaky, this family dynamic that you're in right now. Spirit wants to move you into a potential of being something much greater, more majestic, more foundational. Can't be knocked down when we're talking about family, your aspect of family and living it and being it. But you're being too defensive with it, and you're not allowed to do that. But this, I'm seeing Spirit say, don't worry about it, because I can see you a person with this sword here, this geisha girl with the sword in, and they just calmly just come along and just say, give me the sword, it's gone, I'm sorry, we got to remove that it ain't no place for that one. And it's the rest on the bottom of the pile that has patience about that too as well. But and it's got to be taken away, because you are really, as my dad said, you're cutting your nose off, spikes your face. You being so defensive that it's some things that again that you've been complaining about, but Spirit said we're trying to give it to you, but you're cutting our hand off. We can't really, to be able to give it to you if you are so defensive like that. So like I say, it's going to get to a point it's going to take out, because again, you're going to start seeing air signs, some of the truth themselves that Spirit been trying to show you, the veil or whatever that you have been of, I say, unforgiveness about what had happened in the past, and saying now that it's not going to be this way now, because you're going to create this family that again is not going to be like the family that you just came from. This family is going to be different. And Spirit saying, look what you do. You see what happens when you're trying to create this family dynamic instead of letting us create this dynamic for a person or a family dynamic and bringing you the right family. Because again, air signs, again, if you're Aquarius or whatever, you already are destined, especially I'm speaking to the Aquarius sign, that whatever you do is not going to be looking like the norm. Okay, it's not going to, your family is not going to be, your family could be this bohemian as it want to be. It's going to be out of the box. So you got some Aquarius feels in there too as well. It's not going to be looking like it. It might be, and then you, when they look at it, say, hey, it don't work for me, but my guy, he or she looks so happy with that, look like a bonus kid here, real kid here, kid from here, they didn't adopt it, they didn't mentor some kids here, and look at them, that's their family. So you got to be able to get into that energy and understanding that it might look totally different than what you have really had set yourself to believe that the aspect of family is going to be, or this whatever job that you work in at. Like you might say, I'm a person who's right about wearing suits every day, and some kind of way spirit might guide you to say you're going to go work for Google, some kind of corporation that's grassroots, that say we wear jeans and t-shirts when we come to work, and you to you is like, oh my God, this is blowing my mind. I ain't used to this. I'm looking for structure. I'm looking for not for us to come in these meetings and say, let's have a think tank meeting, and it's like, what? You ain't coming here with no PowerPoints and no presentation and no damn handouts. We gonna talk about this? Oh, whoa, wait a second. Hold up, wait a minute. Let me put some pimping in it. Hold up. Wait, so it's just like, to me, I really feel for these air signs, it's going to be something that, again, that's just like air. It's going to be light, and this goes with the flow of air, and it's push and these possibilities. This is going to be for this air sign, and you've got to be ready and to be able to receive that clear, because you got a potential for something much greater than what you're doing. How you gonna go about doing that? It's a release and surrender. Look at how she is. She looks like she's free. Look at all this hippie free will child flower child power here as well. Got the infinities and tattoos and everything's got a t-shirt on. Then I say about this job, somebody gonna be shifting jobs from one is like a classic formal setting to a very informal setting that I'm seeing here. So this is for hopefully, I hope you can see all the cards. This is a different thing about the moon. I was directed this morning about doing that. I'm excited. I will pray that it will be received well, and more people will be attracted, and the numbers for this, that they get this energies out there, because I think that this is really truly great as far as looking at the different elements and how this is going to affect us with this newness that's coming in. I know I've seen a lot of readers saying, you know, they couldn't kind of too much gauge about what is coming up this week, because it's kind of in between, where it's not supposed to be for us to be able to look at it more tangible. It's supposed to be more so of more ethereal, more of the spiritual aspect about what these changes are going on with. So as always, thank you so very much for watching. And make sure that if you need any kind of, if you want to get your own kind of reading on your own, or if you want to go to past life regression sessions, or look at the different patterns, or maybe family, they might be affecting you from past lives, or even in this life in the past, they could be able to unlock you so you can be able to truly get into these energies. Make sure you go to AshantiWellnessCenter.com, or you could go to DivineUnisouls11.co if you want a reading. I want them to have two separate entities, because again, one of them is reading a card. Some people might not be into it. The other one is more so about just purely the spiritual aspect, about healings. That one. And so that's not about readings, it's about healings on the AshantiWellnessCenter.com site. So as always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste and Namago. Make sure you click, like, share, and subscribe to this channel so you can get some good updates and things about what's happening with the energy, because I'm usually posting weekly. There's always something on this channel. All right then. Until next time. See ya. Love you.